Let's go back to the floor and CBS Morning's Tony DeCopel. And Tony, I understand you have a special guest with you.
I do have a special guest, Nora. You know, North Carolina is one of those battleground states that Democrats are hoping to flip into the blue column. If they can do so, it would be the first time since Obama in 2008. And on that subject, right over here, I have Governor Roy Cooper with me to talk about what it's going to take. But first, Governor, you were here Monday night. Now you're here for night two. What do you make of the atmosphere so far?
There's a sense of real excitement and unity of purpose here because we know we're at an historic moment. And I believe that when we have a president like Kamala Harris who looks out for working families while Donald Trump rips them off, we know that we have to win this race. North Carolina is going to be a real key here, and we have volunteers who are signing up. We had 12,000 volunteers in the past couple of weeks. 90% of them were first-time volunteers. So we know that it is time now in North Carolina that we can win this race, because if Kamala Harris wins North Carolina, she is the next president of the United States.
That may be true. In the latest CBS News Battleground poll, North Carolina is a 2-point deficit for Kamala Harris. Now, that's within the margin of error. It's effectively tied. What is the closing argument in these days of the campaign to your residents of your state that the Democrats and Kamala Harris have their number?
So she understands everyday working people. She knows that people are facing high costs at the grocery store, struggling to pay for child care. And even though the United States has the greatest economy in the world, people are still struggling with the cost of living. So what she has put forth, she came to North Carolina last Friday and presented her economic plan that is going to reinstall the child care tax credit. It's going to work on more affordable housing for people. I think this is going to be a real selling point, in addition to her protection of women's reproductive freedom and all of those issues that we think are going to bring people to the polls.
Now, Governor, you've got a unique political setup in the state of North Carolina where the lieutenant governor is a member of the opposing party, Republican Governor, or Lieutenant Governor Robinson. You've called him one of the most extreme players in the Republican Party. Donald Trump has called him Martin Luther King Jr. on steroids, his characterization. What does that lieutenant governor and your fight there in North Carolina say about the broader politics of this country?
Well, we know that the Republican Party is nominating more and more extreme candidates. Josh Stein is our candidate for governor. He must win. He cares about working people. Mark Robinson says that men should lead and not women, and that he believes in stopping abortion even with no exception. He's called members of the LGBTQ plus community filth. He's engaged in violent speech. We can't have someone like that elected as governor of North Carolina. It would be devastating for our economy, for our public schools, for our health care. I think this is not only going to be a top-down race with the presidential race affecting the state races are going to help Kamala Harris, and it will be a ground-up push as well. And I think all of that's going to come together. We have a real chance to have success in North Carolina in this election cycle.
All right, Governor, thank you very much. And thank you to these delegates from California for letting a Floridian and a Tar Heel into their midst for a conversation. Nora, I'll send it back to you.